Right, wonderful. So my question was very simple: why we need soft skills? Yes, Divya, please.
Yes, soft skills are very much needed for each of the employee working in an organization because it sets a standard. As well, it differentiates between adequate candidate and ideal candidates. So it not only is helpful for subordinates but also at all levels in the organization.
Great. Thank you. Any other answers? Anyone would like to answer?
Sir, there is an answer from my side.
Yes, sir.
My name is Bharat. I'm from a hotel management college from Western.
Hi, Bharat.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak for few words about soft skills. From my point of view, I have a one word. Why we need these soft skills? Ma'am Divyavani Sirigani. Thank you so much. This is a better answer, but I want to give a counter answer for this. Uh, According to my research, in the world till now, so many people are lagging in soft skills. Am I right, sir?
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Why? Because so many people are afraid. Why we need this? Is there any useful for this or not? In future, is there any benefit for us or not? Or for the future purpose also, they are seeing out.
Okay.
For this, I have one better solution that one can avoid the stage fear. First of all, that is the main important to improve their soft skills.
Right.
Why they are pursuing soft, stage fear every time because if we speak anything, the audience might be wrong. They're thinking very wrong from their positive way or negative way. That's the main cause.
Right.
If they are thinking in a positive way, they are taking their answers in a positive way, in a better way, they can enhance more what they want to speak, what they want to analyze, and what they want to implement on the audience, what they want to exactly want to say.
Right.
And moreover, this can be useful in lifetime. And ma'am, Divyavani ma'am, what you said, it will be helpful for employees and all. Definitely it would be helpful. And moreover, it should be implemented in all the offices also, MNC companies, as well as hotels, or everything it should be implemented so that they can be improve themselves in day by day itself. If they implement this program 1 or 2 hours, they can speak few words or speak few things about real incidents as well as what they have been done in the past.
Right. Superb. Yes, Bharat. Thank you so much for this. A lot of input. So before I go with this further discussion on this, let me again kindly request everyone to those who are not, actually interacting, they can put themselves onto mute mode because that might create a lot of disturbance because we hardly have another half an hour. Again, post half an hour, if it is really needed, we'll extend the session because we are on a basic Zoom plan. Now, instead of waiting anymore, let me still go ahead and, I'm actually getting a lot of queries on the chat window now. The reason why I took up this session is very, very clear. I have a question from Amir, like, why do we need soft skills? Also, please let me know the difference between soft skills and interpersonal skills. We'll look at everything. So primarily, I'm Karthikeya Kumar with 16 years of vast experience in terms of training and HR, and I've been with the major corporates across pan-India and globally. So this is now I'm into 17th year, rather I should be very proud to say. Now, the prime reason why I'm conducting this session today is even during the lockdown, I have come across a lot of the students calling me for mock interviews practice, and already a couple of batches are going where every day I'm training for almost 4 hours. Now close to there are 27 students I'm training online on soft skills, which are again paid sessions. They're not free sessions. So they're paying and learning, and the practice is going on. And now I started getting queries from the college faculty. And from tomorrow, there is one online faculty development program starting for the college faculty of engineering college. So all these things, why I'm continuously staying on webinars. In a day, I do at least 5 or 6 webinars, being paid and free. The reason, the common thing, what I observed across everything, this is the one, soft skills. It doesn't matter how much experience have we gained for how many years, but if we don't know really how to present how to speak with people, how to behave like in what way, There are a lot of aspects, how to behave in an interview, how to present ourselves in an interview. So a lot of questions, whatever Divya has narrated, whatever Bharat has told, everything are absolutely fine. As Bharat was mentioning, even in offices, including government offices rather, I was doing sessions for a couple of government employees in the past, like a couple of years ago, if I'm not really wrong. There was one simple question related to leadership, and which was again relevant to honesty and all these things. But the way they have put it across and the way they said, it was really, it created a big issue in the entire hall. So what we try to convey is important, but how we try to convey is very much important. So it doesn't matter how many graduations we have. By the end of the day, how are we talking to people? What are the things that we really need to follow when we are talking to someone? What are the basic factors that we really need to, look at someone? I mean, what are the basic things one has to really follow when they're attending an interview? These are what we call soft skills. One must be very good, very good in terms of, hard skills, which are IT skills. In my experience, I can proudly say there was one interview which I can never forget, where I have rejected a person with the highest percentage, who is a gold medalist and the college topper from one of the top-notch engineering college. I happened to reject him in just the round one. The HRs gave an opportunity again. The co-HRs who said, Karthik, let us give him another opportunity. Still we gave. Again the same. Now let us see why are soft skills very important. What are the things that are really making the people to fail? I mean, how do you gain soft skills is again a question. The basic psychology many students have got these days, let me be very honest, because I keep going to colleges, I keep interacting with the students, employees, leaders, everywhere when I speak about soft skills, the first question they ask is, sir, where do we get the books for this? How many hours do we need to study this? My dear friends, it is not a theoretical subject where you can start, where you can start. I request everyone to be on mute.
अच्छा ठीक है ना?
Right. So I'm really sorry for that. So when I started interacting with the people, that was the first question I was getting. Why? Where do we get it? It is not a theoretical subject where you get up one day before, or you take the book one day before the examination, or get up early in the morning and do a Robo 2.0 scan and say that I'm done with the subject. Now I've got 99 marks in my engineering or any graduation to that matter. It is possible with the examinations and the subjects, but what about soft skills? Why do many colleges insist that from the day one of your graduation, that when you are in the first year, it is very important that you should follow these soft skills? Many of us think that we can speak English. Many of us feel that we write English, we read English, to that matter, any language. But when it comes to the actual presentation, all these things go somewhere. Why? Because speaking is different. Speaking professionally is different. Now, if I start talking to everyone in a very normal, usual language, what I do with my family or my friends, that doesn't sound good if it is a real presentation or a meeting. There are certain things which we need to really put across. Now, how do you gain soft skills is a very simple thing. Practice. We are able to spend the time on TikToks. We are able to spend the time on gaming. We are able to spend the time on many other aspects. But when we are supposed to take the time to practice some soft skills for an interview, that's when a lot of students feel, I know I will crack it. That's very simple. But is it really happening? How many of us are able to really do it? When I go to a session, the first 20 minutes I waste in my open sessions in any college, I love to interact with the people. And that's the reason I asked the question in the beginning. I would like to see how many will come out of their seats, get up from their place, get to the stage, speak up whatever they can. The biggest challenge here is, whether it's a student or a faculty or anyone to that matter, we have 100 thoughts in our Google Drive. This Google Drive is very intelligent. It always stores a lot of information. You just push anything, the Google Drive has got the details in it. But when it comes to the presentation, where is it all going? What we think is not what we are able to speak. Many times we fail. I took 59 interviews. I failed first time in 2003 to get my job. I failed 59 times. In 60th interview, I got a job, being successful, for a salary of 1800 rupees. and today no one will work even for that 1800 rupees per hour. The reason is pay package. Now, if a person needs a good pay, if a person needs good salary, if a person needs some good comfort, everything, the first and foremost skill is soft skill. Do we know how to say good morning? Do we know how to behave in front of a new person? Do we know how to really speak about what we are supposed to do? Do we know how to write our resume? Unfortunately, I see a lot of resumes coming in the form of a Google Drive. All the resumes I have collected, even today I have got 23 resumes from a campus because I've started internships. Now I see most of the resumes have got the same hobbies, same interests, same soft skills kind of. Whatever the other person has pasted, they have copied it. That's it. Why are we failing? Is it like, and people will complain, sir, we don't have facility in our college, the colleges are not training, the colleges are not teaching. Are we really learning a lot of things by depending on the college? No. Are we really learning a lot of things by depending on our parents? No. Soft skills are something we follow in every moment of our life without knowing a proper heading for it. We present a lot of things in our college, but the presentation, what you do in the college is not the same what you do in a company. The way you speak to your family will not be the same what you speak with your professor. The way you speak with your professor will not be the same way how you should talk to your manager or a vice president of a company. The leadership varies, the person varies, the actual body language varies, the content varies, the English language varies, everything, nothing is in common. Only thing is how disciplinedly you are able to speak to others. How can you gain soft skills? Listen to audios. Try to, don't imitate. Again, this is the biggest worry. Many people do this. They imitate the speakers. Please kindly do not imitate anyone. I'll definitely answer all the questions that are coming on the chat window after this particular slide. Now, kindly do not imitate anyone. What I suggest, spend 15 minutes in a day. Listen to what you really wanted to actually learn. Make a note of everything on the paper when you're listening to it. Again, you start repeating it. The way they spoke, the way they explained on the video, are you really able to get the similar way? Are you able to speak it the way how they have explained you? Or are you missing on something? Practice, practice, practice is the only way how you can learn the things. We know English. We know how to draft a resume. We know how to dress ourselves. We know how to go for a cinema. We know how to eat food. We know how to behave with people. Knowing is different, but whatever we know, implementing them rightly is very, very important. That implementation factor is a key factor, because I see a lot of webinars where the experts speak, the experts participate. But the most unfortunate thing is, I see it not only in this, when I go as a judge for the colleges for various sessions, my job after some time, after the deadline, will be to keep on pressing the bell or buzz saying like, please stop, please stop. Where is our timing going on? What we prepared? So a lot of factors are there, my dear friends, when you go in terms of soft skills. And again, the next one, just give me 1 minute. Is it not easy to get a job without soft skills by having only hard skills? Yeah, today I know a lot of languages. I know AWS, I can program in Azure, I can work on Java. I saw a lot of resumes working on cyber security. I'm a cyber advisor by myself. So I work on ethical hacking. So even though I have a lot of knowledge in terms of technology, even though I have a lot of knowledge in terms of marketing, even though I have a lot of knowledge on human resources, everybody will get one single day where they need to speak out what knowledge they have, what did they learn, what did they work on, where do they present all of this is very important. Now, for example, Karthik has started working with the people. Now I'm working with a company where I'll be working as a senior manager. My knowledge levels are fantastic. I somehow managed to clear the interview through some reference. After 1 month, the client has come in and he said, Karthik and your team, you please come and explain whatever have you been doing till now. Now, since me being a leader and I'm leading the entire team, all the faces will look at me thinking like Karthik will talk to the client. Now imagine if I don't talk properly, If I cannot explain what me and my team are doing, if I don't explain what exactly is happening in the project, if I cannot speak out what exactly we need in terms of a project, is it really correct that the client will be happy? No, never. Having hard skills, it can be technology or non-technology, any skill to that matter. If you just have some hard skills, it is not really going to serve the purpose. Let me tell you, hard skills and soft skills are just like a coin, head and tail. Our skills are like a coin. We don't know when head is needed. We don't know when tail is needed. We don't know when head will come. We don't know when tail will come. You just put the task. You started working in a company being a great IT expert. All of a sudden, the task has been done. You never expected the head called soft skills will be coming in place. Your client will call and ask you for a presentation. I have literally seen people who have received pink slips, warning slips in terms of not being able to present what they are working. I myself issued more than 40 pink slips, and I know what I have done. There were a couple of cases who have been sent out of the office just because the entire skill set is not with them. So don't misunderstand or don't be in a conception like if I have only hard skills or if I have only soft skills, I can survive in any industry. Industry needs both factors. I'll tell you what are those. We'll definitely discuss on this. The next one I would like to ask, how much time I might need to learn soft skills? There is no time frame. If you're really committed, let me be very, very honest. You spend 2 hours. You just spend 2 hours properly to prepare for your soft skills. I can challenge, if you're really having minimum knowledge in your language, 2-3 hours is good. If you're a layman, the maximum time you need is 10 to 20 days. Take it for granted, 1 month. If you're committed for 1 month, you are unbeatable. Your skills will be different. I suggest make use of this lockdown to show your friends a difference, like what you were earlier before lockdown and what are you post lockdown. The way you have been talking to them earlier and the way how are you talking post lockdown. Make use of this lockdown in such a way. Learn the things, behave yourself, speak up, dress up, eat, blah, 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 whatnot. Everything. When I say soft skills. Yes, Bharat. Yes, Bharat.
Sir, I have a suggestion for this.
Yes.
So many people are thinking that we can improve our soft skills easily. But one thing we can do, we can show ourselves in the mirror and practice every day, and it can possess our mistakes, and we can easily outcome of it.
Right, Bharat. Right. Again, for this, I have an addition to say. Now, I'll tell you what will happen. Say, for example, a lot of people have a tendency. Again, see, when I'm a trainer, I think about a human psychology in the place at the same time. Okay, when we come to the psychology of a person, what is happening here? Say, for example, as you suggested, if I ask some XYZ to practice everything in front of a mirror or record it in your video as a selfie mode and look at what you have done, he will be looking at it. But let us ask him to take that same video. Now, for example, I have done some video. I could not recognize what mistakes I have been doing. Now, will that help me to correct my mistakes? Or if I show the video to Mr. Bharat and ask him to give me a feedback, where was I right and where was I wrong? Which will help better? The one who can give a suggestion. It's always important. It's always important. See, self-correction is important. Self-realization is important. But at the same time, that is the purpose of a teacher or a trainer. We know 100 things, but how rightly we are doing is the question here. I know how to drive a car, but do I know how properly to drive it is the question. I know how to speak in public, but am I rightly speaking in public? Am I using the right words? Is my slang correct? Am I using any jargons? Just imagine if I'm your classmate and I talk to you in a very casual way, but if I talk the same way to my senior manager or the vice president of a company, do you think it goes well? No, right? It will never be. There is a way, there is a difference. That's a problem. The most biggest challenge is when you start shifting from your engineering to a corporate world, many of the students have this challenge, even at the interview point itself. The way they would have wished their faculty in the college is totally different from by the way they need to wish a HR at the interview. They cannot just casually say, hi, sir. Not like this, just waving the hand and going away. The faculty also know he's not serious. He's just giving it for a formality. No, that's not the factor here. The people will be watching us, observing us. There are a lot of factors in a corporate sector. Even if it is a college, when you become a teacher, you will get to know. I mean, when an individual becomes a teacher, he will get to know when he gets a similar respect or when someone responds to him in a similar way. So your point is right, but the only factor is let there be someone who can give you a feedback. If you have observed on the chat window, I have pasted a link for a feedback. Why I have done it? Because I really wanted to know what people are thinking about me and my words. Am I missing on something? Am I telling something great? Or is there anything I need to work on? Yes, even today I'm a student. Even today I'm ready for feedback. Even today I'm waiting for people to correct me if somewhere I'm wrong. Because if someone gets to their head that I'm a master, I'm a successor, whatever I speak is absolutely great, I'm sorry to say that he's not the right person. He's properly misdriven by someone. You should have the mindset that even after 16 years of experience today, if I have to talk to you people or if I have to talk to someone, I have a healthy fear in my heart. I'm very much watching on my words, on my language, on my body language, on my dressing. Look at me, I'm just wearing a proper ironed shirt today. For my webinars every day, my family scolds at me, why do you wear an iron shirt sitting at home every day? When I'm talking about dressing sense or some other special skill, I should also be using the same thing, right? I should also be showing the people that I'm also decent, good. When I'm telling something to someone, I should be the first to follow that. So that's where it is very important. Your question was absolutely right. So still, I think, if I'm not really wrong, if you think, we need to have someone who can give you a feedback. Our mind should be prepared for a positiveness of taking a feedback. If they say, Bharat, you are absolutely right, 100%, trust me, that gives more energy and nobody can stop you, right? It just happens. It is something. So let me come up with the next point. Yeah, Bharat.
Yes, sir. And recently we have been discussed about the interviews and all, right? Yeah. At that point, so many people think that why should we wear casual dress and all. That should be as a basic etiquette for all the people who are going for MNCs. And moreover, HR can observe everything from tip to top, everything. Even their socks brand also they can observe. And if I am right or wrong, I don't know, sir. Can you please correct it what I'm saying?
Yeah, please go ahead.
The person who are going for the interviews, I think they have to wear only brown socks. I think because it shows their level of mindset and all what they want to say and everything.
Right. So Bharat, here the factor is not only Bharat to everyone. As an HR, me or anyone to that matter, the first factor, the moment the candidate is getting into the door, the moment from that point till the candidate goes out from that door, till then we will be pointing out, we will be in fact scanning like a top-notch scanner. We'll scan the person from top to bottom. We will look at the shoes, the polish, the kind of socks, the kind of trouser, the kind of dresses. We have rejected the people in interviews who came with unpolished shoes. We have rejected the people who came with a spiky hair with a hair gel on the top. We have rejected the people who come with a resume which is folded in 6 folds. We have rejected the people in a different ways. We could select the people in terms of body language dressing in such a way where we find that dress is very apt. One of the candidate asked me in an interview, sir, your company has no dress code. Your company employees come in round neck t-shirts. They come. Yes, I worked with a Microsoft project where I went to office in shorts. But that is a post-selection process. But during the selection, what are you? What is your level of expertise? What is your level of decency? How could you be with a company? Whatever happens post-selection, that is as per the company rules. But for the interview, any company on this planet Earth have set of rules where we should follow them very strictly.
SOPs.
Exactly. The candidate might get selected even on a very minute factor without even opening the resume. The HR doesn't even look at the resume. Just the 10 seconds what he takes to get in is more than enough. The way he pulls the chair is more than enough. The way, the kind of perfume they use, that's more than enough. Some people come as if they never had bath since 1 week, and the kind of perfume they use, trust me, it really troubles the HR and team a lot. We really run away from the room. So a lot of factors in terms of interviews, at the same time carrying a resume, writing a resume, language barriers. Now we have almost, now I see that close to 64 people or 68 people in the room. If I start allowing
68, sir.
68, if I allow everyone to speak up, out of the 68, I can say hardly 50% will speak. What is happening to the rest of the 50%? The primary factor is that they don't have knowledge. It's not the problem. They have the knowledge. The only factor is
But they will speak. We are thinking that what they are taking from us, if they are thinking that it is wrong or right.
the
That's the
fear
main
factor.
cause.
The fear factor.
Yes.
The biggest problem is we respect north, east, west, south very much. When we are asked to speak in the classroom or when we are asked to speak in the training room, we look at all the four directions, north, east, west, south, and look at the people, what are their feelings, what are their expressions, what do they think about me, what do they comment on me. I have two people whom I take as role models in my life. Usually, if I say role model, people will think like, okay, either they must be either Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, etc., etc., etc. But my two role models are very different, friends. Number one, Mr. Charlie Chaplin. Number two, Mr. Bean. The reason why I took these two people, why I am with these two people is very simple. That clear, yeah. They don't bother what the world thinks. They wanted to speak, they wanted to say, they wanted to deliver, and they did it. This is something I missed out in my first 59 interviews. Now, before I go ahead with the rest of the discussion, I have a lot of things to discuss. In fact, I know this would go for another 40 minutes. Quickly, I'll tell about corporate etiquette also. But one request here, since we are on a basic Zoom plan, this session would get ended after 9 minutes. No, sorry, 9 minutes. So if you're all fine, we'll take a 5 to 6 minutes break. Since it is getting recorded, again, we'll reconnect after 9 minutes. Is that fine?
Sure,
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
we still have
Yes,
9 minutes
sir.
in hand. We'll still have 9 minutes in hand. When it comes to last 2 minutes, that's when I'll announce again. I'll actually end the session. I'll let you know how much time we take to actually get back on this. Kindly, I really see a lot of interesting thing here. So kindly do not miss out. So let me go on with the next topic. We'll again. So the next 40 minutes is only for discussion. No more presentation. The next 40 minutes is purely a discussion oriented one. Is it fine?
Sir, you can increase the time also, sir. No problem.
No, we can
It's
increase. So,
fine.
but every time it goes only for 40 minutes. I was just trying to, upgrade my Zoom thing. So it was not happening. So don't mind for it.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to know, is this the first class? I mean, this class will continue in next session also. Means, or this is the first time this is going to happen?
You next session is like today or again tomorrow?
No, yeah. Tomorrow is this classes will continue
No,
or
this is
this
for
is the
today.
first-
This is for today. But I'm doing these sessions as per the requests I'm getting. May I know where from you are?
So I'm from Calcutta.
You're from Calcutta. Fine, I'll do one thing. Even we have another 40 minutes to go. Post that 40 minutes, you just, I'll drop my WhatsApp number. If you can send me a WhatsApp, probably another 1 or 2 days, we can realign the same session. We can have one more session on this. We can definitely do that.
Yeah. I'll be thankful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No,
We'll
we can
definitely
hang.
do it. And I'll also be sharing the recording of this. I'll send an email of all this recording once I upload the same video to YouTube also. Right now,
Okay.
let me
Right.
talk to. Thank you, sir. Let me talk to this. Let me talk about this factor here. I see corporate etiquette. Many of us know what is etiquette here, but how many of us follow that etiquette is a question. You see this etiquette. It's basically the code of behavior among people within an organization, group, or society. As we discussed earlier, how are you dressing? How are you using hands? The first time, it's a funny note. The first time when I started working with a Netherlands company in Hyderabad, that was day 3. I still remember. I was going to the breakfast around 10:30. I went for a breakfast with my project manager and everyone. So when I was there for the breakfast, I saw people eating the breakfast, idli, vada, everything with a fork, knife, and spoon. So I never tried it. I thought, okay, we should also eat the same way. This is something, a copycat feature, which I shouldn't have done there. So I thought I should eat with a fork, I should use a knife, I should use a spoon. I was trying to cut it, make it pieces, and then eat. It did not happen. Finally, I was like, with a force, I've just punched into the vada piece, and then I tried to lift it. It went and fell into the next plate. So when I'm not having a proper experience or a practice, why should I try? This is what we call copycat culture. When you are entering into a corporate world, it is very, very important to know what happens in a corporate life. That's a primary factor. That's the reason why I took this today. Many of us are working, many of us are students, but I still see a lot of people facing the challenges because in a corporate world, people look at us differently than what we are from a college. Today, I see a lot of colleges without uniform, wearing informal dresses. I don't know that jeans pant is almost equal to a 3/4, wearing Paragon bathroom chappal to a college with a spiky hair, and they call themselves as professional students. I'm really ashamed of it. I really see that those people are coming to companies, and the similar trend has come in. Even the formal trousers are coming in such a way that we can see what kind of socks. Is it an ankle socks, or what is that they are wearing? People say that's a trend, but I say that is that really professionalism? We are supposed to wear few things very properly and formally, but to what extent are we doing? Today, if I'm attending a college for a session, my minimum dignity is to wear a formal shirt with proper cuffs, with a proper blazer, proper hairstyle, everything. When I'm talking about all these things, I should be correct. And I cannot talk to someone without me being correct. Lot of table manners, how to speak on the call is a primary thing. I see a lot of people over the offices, when they're talking to others over the call, I feel like as if they're directly talking to the other person instead of on a mobile or a landline. There is no need of a phone. The voice is directly going to the other person. And the kind of language, telephone etiquette. I'll show you what are the things. Many people forget the names of the people when they're working in corporates. Remember at least your team names. You know with whom. Now, if you ask me all of a sudden 68 people in the room, tell me all the names, I'm sorry, I'm a wrong choice. But if I talk to you on a daily basis for next 2 days, yes, I will remember. That's why we do an exercise when we start doing the trainings in corporate sessions or even in colleges. If there are 20 people, 30 people, 40, whatever, we start from the first fellow who is very lucky. He will tell his name. The next fellow will tell both the names. The third person will take first two names and then third name. Imagine what is the situation of the 20th or 30th person. He has to remember all the names and then give it back. At least remember your team names. Greet everyone. Just say hello. Don't say hi, hey. These are all not proper corporate manners. Yo, yay, yeah, man. No, we should be avoiding all those things. Handshake. In the next 40 minutes, I'll show you how to do that. Show attention. If someone is trying to talk to you, just pay an attention. You don't know when will they ask a question in between. All of a sudden, if they say, yeah, Karthik, what did I say till now? Yeah, what did you say? Just imagine how awkward it would be. Introduce others. If you are with someone, if you have a friend of you standing next to you, then you're talking to someone else. Just if there is an opportunity, just introduce. Hey, I have one of my friend with me. Hope you don't mind. Or he is so and so. No, that actually makes a way more professionalism. Right? Thank you notes. When you have ended a discussion, just give a formal thanks. Table manners, business lunch, dressing appropriately. We just discussed neat workspace. You see lot of clean desk policies are one of the most important policy in many corporate offices. If your desk is found with all scrappy things, leftover printouts, something written on the table, you have a pink slip ready to be collected across email. Respect and share the ideas. Pay away the phone. When you're sitting in meetings, put it in silent or better switch it off. Or when someone is talking to you, don't look at your phone. If it is so important, don't be in the discussion. Get out of the discussion. That's more important. And be aware of the gestures. How are we waving the hands? How are we trying to express ourselves in a non-verbal mode? All these things. So friends, we have last 2 minutes. So the entire session will take around 6 to 8 minutes to get recorded. What I suggest is, by the time it gets recorded, I'll again join back on the same link. But I have availed an option, like before I joined as a host, you can all come back and be online ready. The moment I'm in, we'll start discussing only 2 points from this slide and we'll go with the entire detailed interaction now. Is it okay?
So until then, I want to discuss a few points with them. If you permit me, I will.
Yeah, I'll be leaving the meeting. You can keep discussing. Anyone can have a discussion, interaction. Okay. So I'll be actually leaving the meeting because I need to finish this, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. You can just keep carry on. I'll be back in 5 to 8 minutes, friends.